Mathematicians. In this video, we're going to perform some more arithmetic with radicals, and this time we're going to be focusing on multiplication. We're just going to work through two problems so you can kind of get the flavor of how this works. Let's start with the first problem. And when we multiply radicals, remember we had the property that we can write it as a single radical with everything being multiplied inside. And because I can multiply in any order, I'm just organizing my factors. So I'm multiplying by my numbers, and I also have my variables. Now, I could go ahead and multiply this together, but I know I also want to simplify the square root when I'm done. And I notice that 12 is the same as 6 times 2. So I'm going to write this as 6 times 6 times 2, because now I see I've got a perfect square factor there of 36. When I multiply powers with the same base, I just add the exponents. So that ends up being x to the 6th. Let's put this together now, and we have 36 times 2 times x to the 6th. Now it's a great time. Let's go ahead and split this into separate square roots so we can go ahead and take the square roots of the things that are perfect squares. Of course, 36 is a perfect square. Its square root is 6. That has to stay square root of 2. Now, when we're thinking about how can I think of that as a perfect square, I know that x to the 6th is the same as x cubed times x cubed, because I can add those exponents together. So I know the square root of x to the 6th must be x cubed. It's the expression that when you multiply it by itself, you'll get to x to the 6th. And then the last step is we're always going to put all the factors that are not radicals first, followed by the radical. So there we've multiplied and we've simplified. If this doesn't make sense, ask a classmate or ask me. Let's talk about this some more. Let's look at the second example. For this one, the first thing to remember is that in between the number and the radical, this is all multiplication. So I have 4 factors here. I'm going to rewrite it. So I have my numbers, factors first, 6 and 3, 3 times 6, times my radicals, 5x times 15x cubed. I can write these as a single radical. I'll go ahead and multiply. 3 times 6 is 18, times 5 times 15 times x times x cubed. Again, since I know I need to simplify, I notice that 15, I could multiply 5 times 15 and then simplify it. But since 15 is 5 times 3, I'm going to write it like this because I see right away I'm going to have that perfect square factor of 25 times x to the 4th. Multiplying powers by the same base, add the exponents. Let's split this up now into separate radicals. We have 18 times the square root of 25 times the square root of 3 times the square root of x to the 4th. That's 18 times 5 times the square root of 3. Again, the square root now of x to the 4th. X to the 4th is the same as x squared times x squared. So the square root is going to be x squared. Okay, let's see. 18 times 5 is 10 5s, which is 50, plus 40, it's going to be 90, x times the square root of 3, or square root 3. All right, mathematicians, I hope this gets you started thinking about multiplying radicals and radical expressions. Please ask your classmate or ask me if you have any questions, and I'll see you soon.